Prime Minister Narendra Modi's BJP loses majority seat in parliament in the world's largest democratic election. Many thanks for joining us. I am Joshua Murakinyo. The Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress have suspended their industrial action for 1 week. The TUC President, Festus Osifo, who confirmed this after a joint extraordinary National Executive Council meeting of the union, says a communique will be issued. The organized labour had embarked on a nationwide strike on Monday to register their grievances over the hike in the electricity tariff and lack of consensus on a new minimum wage. In a bid to halt the strike, the federal government and the labour leaders held a meeting where the federal government committed to paying a new minimum wage higher than 60,000 naira.
With a view to arriving at an agreeable national minimum wage. Labour, in deference to the high esteem of the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, is committed in paragraph 3 sub 2 above, and it takes to convene a meeting of its organs immediately to consider this commitment.
Labour had agreed to come back to negotiating table with the understanding that the President has been reached and is committed to making sure that the new minimum wage negotiation is concluded.
The industrial action followed the expiration of the May 31st deadline for an agreement on a new minimum wage between the federal government and the organized labour. Meanwhile, the Minister of Labour and Employment, Nkiru Onyeji-Ocha, has assured Nigerian workers that the 35,000 wage award approved by the federal government will continue until the new minimum wage is settled. She appealed to members of organized labour who are on strike to suspend their strike and return for negotiations. She noted that some state governments still cannot pay the 30,000 naira minimum wage agreed by the Tripartite Committee in 2019, let alone the 494,000 naira wage demand by the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress. The minister adds that the federal government is not the sole decider of a new minimum wage, as it must be determined by state government and the organized private sector. The federal government had in October last year agreed to pay 35,000 naira to workers to cushion the hardship occasioned by the removal of petrol subsidy on the workers. Now, Nigerians want the federal government to come to terms with labour unions over a living minimum wage and the reversal of increased electricity tariff. Our correspondent Omoluru Sanwo reports.
Another day of the strike called by the labour unions over the non-agreement with the federal government on a living wage for the Nigerian worker. Unlike what obtains on a normal day, roads are free with just few cars plying them at intervals.
The situation is very bad. It's affecting the poor more than the rich. And even it's affecting the rich also, because like my coming out from my house today, I know what it takes me before. Now I could have been in my office by now. But because of fuel scarcity, I have to go and queue. Even yesterday, there was no fuel for me to on my generator, even in the house. No NEPA, no fuel. So the thing really affects every part of the business.
Lagos State government workers are not equally spared, as the entrance gate to the secretariat is manned by security operatives to forestall any breakdown of law and order, as no staff is allowed into the premises. Even the usually busy newspaper stand beside the state government secretariat entrance is deserted.
It's only God that can help us in this country, because first, you cannot even predict how much we take for transport. You may be thinking of 500 will take to where you're going. Tomorrow, by the time you're coming back, you'll be stranded. So we don't know how to control it. It's only God. And government said he's trying. We have not seen anything. We still really need him to do more.
The sit-at-home order is having its toll on socio-economic activities. Some commercial bus operators are also feeling the heat.
There's no passenger. There's no passenger at all. Because now I see everywhere is dry. There's no money even to get fuel service. It's very hard. I bought a liter this morning. I bought a liter of fuel this morning. It's not a 900 naira per liter because there's no fuel everywhere.
Nobody's going out, even to get fuel, it's not possible. So everything, look at our car, we just stand, everything stands still.
The strike action may be biting hard, but skeletal services seems to be ongoing at the passport office in Alausa.
The NLC strike has obviously affected both those in the public and private sector. The labor unions are also advised to sit down with the government to ensure that things go right. Both the public and the private sector want things done in the right way so that Nigeria and Nigerians can have a better living. I am Omololu Rosanwo, reporting for Lagos Television News.
Humanity, civilization, and its intrinsic values must be preserved with technology. This was the consensus of speakers at the 27th Convocation Lecture of the Lagos State University. Our correspondent Olubukola Akinkolosho reports.
It's the 27th Convocation Lecture of the Lagos State University, LASU, with the theme Embracing the Future, Navigating the Intersection of Technology and Humanity.
Convocation lectures like this address contemporary issues, thereby setting an agenda for more provocative conversations and debates tailored towards addressing the national malaise.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, represented by his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Amzat, stresses that the Lagos State government has over the years adopted technology which has helped change, shaping and build a better life for Lagosians.
Technology allows you to do this exactly the same way, in the same manner, repeatedly and repeatedly. So it allows for consistency, and that is what technology has done for us. So it's important for us to take it off, it's important to imbibe it, and please don't say because I'm a psychology student, I mustn't know that. Please know it. Our world has changed. Our young graduates, please be reckoned.
The guest lecturer, who is also a former Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, speaking on the theme, says the infusion of technology to humanity has positive impacts in various fields, including medicine and energy. He also believes that it has the potentials for increased prosperity and longevity. Though artificial intelligence comes with its negativity, Fashola calls for the preservation of human values amid technological advancements.
Science has positives and it has negatives. And that is so important. We are the only creatures on earth who have this cerebral capacity. We share so many other features with other animals, but it is our cognitive part that distinguishes us as the Homo sapiens, and that is why we have survived. Our humanity encompasses some of the things, and I said, and I didn't say it lightly when I said she had delivered the lecture for me. Our humanity encompasses our ability to socialize. And so that virtual existence, for me, is a place where we must measure that balance. Are we still able to socialize? Have we lost those skills? How many young people now can have a face-to-face conversation for 3 minutes? We must not lose that. It's important. It's the essence of our civilization.
The graduates are advised to have new and innovative ideas which will drive towards greater achievements, embrace success which comes through determination and hard work, and that they must recognize their potentials and capabilities. Olubukola Akinkolosho, LTV News.
Lagos State First Lady Dr. Abijoke Sanwo-Olu has advocated a united front to tackle drug abuse in Lagos, considering the alarming rate at which drug is being abused in Nigeria, especially among youth. Adetola Kayode reports.
Gathered here are religious leaders, not government organizations, market leaders, youths, local government representatives, and delegates from Lagos State ministries with one sole aim of fashioning out ways of tackling the menace of drug abuse in the country. The First Lady, Bijoke Sanwo-Olu, decried the presence of drugs in every nook and cranny, with verified statistics showing that southwest Nigeria has a high usage of drugs than any other part of the country. It therefore behoves all and sundry, including the private sector, individuals and government, to reach out to the children and youths involved, bring them out of the streets, rehabilitate and empower them with skills that will help them fend for themselves and be useful to their families.
There are some countries all over the world that when you want to enter their country, before you even enter, border control, they are taking your data. They do the iris. Everybody is going through it. Whether it is through the sea or through the, even if they are refugees that are escaping from one country to another, you can't enter that country because you have to pass these border controls. Unfortunately, we don't have that very stringent control, but we can start small and grow big. We can do our own little border control from our office, then extend to our wards, just gradually like that. Now, this is war against drug abuse.
Other stakeholders agree there's a need for concerted efforts and multifaceted advocacy channeled at sensitizing on the danger of drug abuse among youths in the state.
We are not as spirits. You don't expect us to be everywhere. So, by the grace of God, you need to do something about this.
Islam prohibits drug abuse, but the challenge that we are facing today is a complex one, unlike before.
And these days, even courtesy have been brought to the city. We have ministers, vulcanizer, mechanic, and all what have you that are equally part of this. The only promise we are going to make is that we are not going to rest on our horse until we stamp this out of our various local governments and the state.
We're also thinking of establishing community therapy, referral, and counseling center. We understand that not all of them need to be institutionalized. Some of them just need to be talked to. Some of them just need out of clinic therapy. Some of them are so afraid and ashamed to go to hospitals, but when we have a community centers where they can go to access professional therapy and counseling, we felt it's going to help us in addressing this issue.
According to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA report in 2021, tobacco, alcohol, cocaine, heroin, diazepam, amphetamine, and codeine are among the most commonly abused drugs among the youths in Nigeria. Adetola Kayode, LTV News.
Now, the Independent Electoral Commission says it has extended voters' registration for Edo and Ondo State. Registration was earlier slated to end on the 5th of June 2024 in the two states. However, a statement by the Commission said following appeals by stakeholders, the date has been extended from Thursday 6th to Sunday 9th June 2024 to allow more eligible persons to register. The Commission similarly extended the duration of the exercise from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Furthermore, it said the number of centers has been increased beyond 397 wards at the two state offices in Benin City and Akure to include all the 36 local government offices of the Commission. INEC explained that the detailed information on the names and location addresses of the LGA offices have been uploaded on its website and social media platforms for the guidance of registration in the two states. Still ahead. Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority calls for more industrial compliance to safety procedures. That's in a moment. To stay with us.
Dear Lagosians, we are taking a stand for our city's health and future. The Lagos State government has banned styrofoam food containers to shield our environment and your well-being. Why? Because styrofoam made of polystyrene is linked to severe health risks like cancer, Parkinson's disease, and hearing loss. But the danger doesn't stop there. It is also non-biodegradable, meaning it will remain the same for the next 500 years, leading to clogged drains and increased flooding. Our oceans are also at risk. It harms marine life, disrupting the delicate balance of our ecosystem. Please, let us embrace the usage of only reusable plastic containers henceforth. If you are found using, selling, or distributing styrofoam food containers, these items will be confiscated and you will be prosecuted. Let's choose a safer path with reusable plastics. It's up to us to ensure a vibrant, healthier, and cleaner Lagos for generations to come. Enough is enough. Join the movement.
In my kitchen, every dish begins with quality ingredients.
From the sizzle of the pan to the laughter around the table, Bowl brings families together, enriching every meal with a...
No foaming, no sticky, no fast. Can you hear the scent?
Mom? Yes, baby. What's the secret? My secret is Bowl refined soybean oil.
We power moments of joy and vitality, from the kitchen to the playing field and onto the dance floor. Cook with Bowl for the best culinary adventure. No foam, non-sticky, no foul smell, cholesterol-free, enriched with vitamin A and E. Bow soybean oil, keeping a healthy heart.
Glad to have you back. The Lagos State government says it will create an enabling environment for the hospitality sector to thrive through data-driven technology and new innovation. Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Toke Benson Awoyinka, stated these at a stakeholders meeting on enhancing infrastructure and security in Lagos hospitality structure. Aditola Kayode reports.
This stakeholders meeting is holding at the behest of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's drive and commitment to making Lagos a 21st century economy, synergizing the hospitality sector, making the state livable and the destination of choice for business owners and patrons. Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Toke Benson Awoyinka, says government is not unmindful of pockets of challenges as it is doing all it can to reduce and fizzle them out, especially that of tax burdens. She said government is on the verge of finalizing the unification of taxes while asking for the cooperation of stakeholders as the ministry reviews its policy frameworks to make the industry data-driven, embracing new technology and emerging practices to remain competitive.
I want Lagos to be that destination of choice. When you're coming to Africa, you want to click on that button, it has to be Lagos. And the only way to do it is to get everybody in the room, speak to what we need to talk about, talk to each other about the challenges, talk about the issues of taxation, revenue, talk about the issues of social vices, drugs, talk about how you think government is affecting your business, because government is supposed to create an enabling environment for your businesses to thrive.
Practitioners say they are open to collaborations and joining government to make the state and industry enabling and suitable for businesses to thrive.
Any responsible government will put a lot of effort in to try and increase the impact of tourism on its economy, because we have seen many other economies that thrive. Some economies don't even have any mineral resources. They rely solely on tourism. So we're generally striving and moving into that direction.
Look for a solution where people can still live and go about their daily businesses, and your business can also thrive. So in a nutshell, success to us is, let's make sure that we know our parking needs, we comply with government to make sure that traffic management in Lagos is a lot easier than what it is today.
We are not trying to run down your business, but please, it's a collective effort. Work hand in hand with us. If you know your environment, you are making business from it. Of course, you are making profits, but please consider your neighbor. Consider people living around that environment. And that's why for every environment, we have permissible noise limits. For instance, for residential area, permissible noise limit during the day is 55, and at night is 45 decibel.
The theme of the event is addressing current industry challenges, exploring emerging trends, understanding the policy framework, and unveiling collaborative opportunities within the entire hospitality value chain. Adetola Kayode, OTV News.
Thank you, Adetola. Now, the Acting Director General of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Captain Chris Najomo, says airlines in the country must adhere strictly to the standard operating procedures to avoid air accident. He re-emphasized it at the International Flight Attendant Day at the 7th Cabin Crew Fair in Lagos. The report. Many assume that the cabin crew is essentially all about providing comfort and instruction during flight. While this is true, they do more than that. Ensuring safety checks and security compliance is paramount to their duty.
The interesting fact about the responsibilities of cabin crew is that they are multifaceted. Those responsibilities cut across a range of areas critical to the safety and or comfort of air travelers.
Your dedication, professionalism, and commitment to safety has highly sustained the aviation industry.
This day of appreciation is observed in various parts of the world, shining a spotlight on their untiring commitment to ensure passenger safety and comfort.
While looking at the cabin crew profession, the role of aeromedical, speakers, medical experts, instructors, and flight attendants agree that instructions and communications given during flight are rooted in the fundamental principle of safety.
Aviation medicine, we deal with healthy people who are in an abnormal environment. For this reason, cabin crew members have to undergo periodic medical examinations to ensure they are healthy enough to perform their various duties in such abnormal and special environments.
So it's a profession where you make it your own. And because you're meeting with different personalities, you can have to deal with different temperaments. So you have to just be sure that you keep a good disposition and demeanor throughout your job.
What we do primarily is safety. People don't know that we are professionally trained to handle emergencies and so many incidents on board. And
It tasks you mentally, physically, psychologically. It's a job that makes you seamlessly switch roles. At one point, you are a carer, at another point you are administering first aid, at another point you become a security expert on board. So you find yourself seamlessly switching roles.
Following the overshooting of the runway recently by some airlines, the acting DG of the CAA is admonishing airlines to follow the SOP manuals to avoid mishaps.
If I follow my standard operating procedures on such a situation, if you follow your standard operating procedures, we will minimize all those runway excursions, because they are avoidable. And that is why we are doing all it takes to educate and make sure that we do our constant surveillance.
They are often called the unheralded heroes of the skies, and for days like this, celebrating them is a pointer to the critical roles they play in ensuring safety and security in the air. Joshua Murakiyo, LTV News, Lagos. Police officers in Lagos have been urged to apply professionalism in their investigations and to embrace community policing practices. This directive was issued during a working visit by Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of Southwest Abiodun Alabi to Lagos Command. We have details in Jamiu Shonubi's report.
Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of Southwest Abiodun Alabi is here at the Lagos State Police Command on a working visit. Lagos State Commissioner of Police Adegoke Fayoade is on ground to receive the DIG delegation. The commissioner outlines the strategies the command has implemented to reduce crime and criminality in the state.
We have improved the standard of policing here by making policing more accessible, visible, available, compassionate, problem-solving, and by ensuring strict observance of police policies, procedure, and adherence to international human rights standards of law enforcement.
Following the Commissioner's request to improve policing standards in the state, the GIG advises officers to be disciplined, professional, and respectful of the fundamental rights of the public.
It is important and necessary to point out that The state is in dire need of more policemen, more divisional police headquarters to meet the United Nations standard of 1 policeman to 400 citizens and contend with the geometric increase of Lagos population.
Discipline is the cornerstone and the bedrock of this force. As officers, we must exhibit higher standard of discipline in all aspects of our work. This means adhering strictly to the rules and regulations that govern our conduct, both on and off duty. It is through discipline that we earn the respect and trust of members of the communities.
Alabi, who also serves as the DIG of the Force Criminal Investigation Department in Abuja, calls for a strong partnership between the police and the public, focusing on community policing to foster trust and cooperation.
We just have to be effective in our communication with members of the public, listen to their concerns and address their needs, and work collaboratively with members of the communities that we serve. Building positive relationships with members of the communities will foster trust and cooperation and build confidence, which are essential for effective policing. Our duty is to protect and serve the citizenry, not to intimidate or abuse.
Prior to his current role, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Abiodun Alabi, has served as the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State in 2022, where he implemented key strategies to reduce crime and enhance community policing.
And to this interesting report, assenting to the National Anthem Bill into a new law by President Bola Tinubu after its passage by the National Assembly is generating mixed reactions. Some say it positive light, others say it otherwise. We have details in this report.
Nigeria, we hail our own native land. Don't tell me. I haven't sang this in a long time.
That was the recitation of the reinstated old national anthem as passed by the National Assembly and assented to by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It was Nigeria's original national anthem from independence in 1960 up until 1978, and it carries profound historic significance. For many, it evokes a sense of nostalgia and a connection to the nation's early years of independence, as it serves as a unifying symbol, backtracking to a time of collective national pride and hope.
Nigeria, we hate it. Yeah, so we are proud to say we are Nigerians. All right? That our language might be different. All right? But we should hold ourselves one. We may differ in language, but we still see ourselves as one. And it tells you that the idea of being tribalistic, the old national anthem does not talk about it. We are one.
You cannot build anything on nothing. So for me, I think it's okay. It's just showing us that things are going to be done differently. We are going to probably go back to our values, which we lost over time. So for me, I think it's okay.
However, this decision is not without controversy, as the nation is grappling with numerous challenges. Public opinion is divided, with some citizens welcoming the change, expressing deep emotional connection to the old anthem, while others, however, question the practical implications and the potential for divisiveness.
Going with the lines of the national anthem, I feel the lines are okay because it gives us the very best of what we want as a country.
The national anthem is not the right thing because Nigerians are facing a lot. They are facing a lot. So, and they can't expect them to come and learn the old method of singing where people are going on bed on hunger.
There's so many other bills that haven't been passed. For example, the bill that the Labour Party is fighting for right now, which is to increase minimum wage. They haven't even tackled that. We're seeing discussions about a new anthem. They should give more focus and prioritize the needs of the people over just things that I don't think are very necessary at the moment.
However, some Nigerians want collaborative efforts between the government and the citizens to drive national development.
I must admit things are very tough now, but things are very tough all over the world. All we need to do is just change our lifestyles a little, and then the government themselves need to cut down their expenses. I mean, if we are making sacrifice as citizens, the government too must make same sacrifice. And it's not just that they are making sacrifices. We must see that, yes, they are making it. Let's just be better citizens. You know, let's work together. Let's leave this. This one is from here. That is Igbo. I think we should have passed that level by now. We should be thinking as Nigerians.
Though tongues and tribe differ, in brotherhood we stand. I think the country is polarized, divided along tribal lines. I feel if this is inculcated and this is imbibed, I think it will go a long way to help this generation and will help the country as a whole. And it will not give us what we want now, but over time, over the years, the coming years, we'll get what we want as a country.
The reinstatement of Nigeria We Hail Thee in 2024 reflects a desire to reconnect with Nigeria's historic roots and early post-independence values, aiming to evoke a sense of nostalgia and unity among the citizenry.
I guess I can sing mine now, just with a little practice. Up next is sports.
Cyclists from FT Cycle Care, Team Nigeria, professionals and enthusiasts on Monday joined the rest of the world to mark the World Bicycle Day. The World Bicycle Day, which is celebrated every 3rd of June, had this year's theme as promoting health, equity and sustainability through cycling. The cyclists took off from the National Stadium Surulere, Lagos to Ojuelegba, Palm Grove, Onikpan, Maryland, Ojota, and had a stopover at the Federal Road Safety Office, Ojodubeja, where they were received by both the sector and zonal commander and several high-ranking corps members.
This good health. If you ride the bicycle, you burn all the fats in you. People who suffer from diabetes, people who suffer from arthritis and all the like, if you are using the bike, it will assist greatly in some of those health challenges.
Cyclists can be regarded as a pedestrian that should be given the right of way to, at least to move on the road. We have motorcyclists and we have small cars and articulated vehicles. We should give ourselves the right of way. We should tolerate one another while on the road. We should not see ourselves as being enclosed in an iron and want to, drive others out of the road. Is a very wrong practice. Everybody have the right to the way. And as much as we have not had a cycling lane in Nigeria, we are all going to make use of the only lane, the only roadway that we have.
Safety is the first priority when it comes to cycling. And Cycling Federation have been doing at every means in its reach to be able to communicate with other agencies, encouraging them and then being able to advise them on how to come along in collaborating with Cycling Federation in order to reduce the risk that is on our roads on cycling. And likewise, we have as well been approaching all other agencies to adapt cycling into their law enforcement agency spots, because we believe
bicycles, one of the oldest forms of transportation, are celebrated on World Bicycle Day every June 3rd. This day highlights cycling's benefits as a healthy and eco-friendly transport option, promoting physical activity and sustainability. The United Nations General Assembly declared June 3rd as World Bicycle Day in 2018. This resolution, adopted during its 72nd regular session on April 12, 2018, was unanimously supported by all 193 member states. The day promotes the inclusion of bicycles in development programs, recognizing their role in education, disease prevention, physical exercise, and social inclusion.
Awareness we are creating, we help all the motorists to understand the importance of cycling. Because, let me say, in Nigeria here, most of us don't really understand the importance of cycling. So, in a day like this, we create awareness, we educate people on the importance of cycling, because it's environmental friendly, and as you are cycling, it promotes healthy living as well.
Cycling and how you can ride and how fit you are, because cycling gives more energy to the body, more strength, and make you understand what cycling is. That's what.
It's like a day for all people that ride bicycle. Like they'll tell us who invented bicycle, like who brought the idea of cycling. like what it means to ride bicycle.
A way of recreating ourselves, and it's a way of creating awareness that even bicycle can be used as a form of commuting. And you don't spend money on fuel, you don't spend, the only thing you want, maybe you want to buy energy drink or water just to refuel your body metabolism.
World Bicycle Day underscores the bicycle's importance in addressing modern challenges like physical inactivity and pollution. Bicycle offers a clean, affordable and green mode of transportation, helping to achieve cleaner air and conservation efforts.
And on the foreign scene, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party has lost its majority in India Parliament after a decade. The BJP was on track to comfortably emerge as the country's single largest party in the Lok Sabha, the lower house of India's parliament. But as election officials declared leads and results from India's 6-week-long election, it became apparent that the BJP would struggle to repeat its performances from 2014 and 2019. Unlike both those elections, when the BJP won clear majorities on its own in a House of 543 seats, its leads and wins were hovering around 240 constituencies through much of the day. The halfway mark is 272 seats. By contrast, the opposition India Alliance, led by the Congress Party, was projected to win more than 200 seats, suggesting a far closer contest than exit polls had predicted. Released on June 1st after the final phase of India's election cycle, the exit poll had suggested that the BJP would outdo its 2019 tally of 303 seats. Modi and his party are still likely to be able to form India's next government, but will be dependent on a clutch of allies whose support they will need to cross the 272-seat mark. Now let's take a look at tomorrow's weather forecast. And that's about the size of our package tonight, but just before we go, a quick look at our major stories. Organized labor comprising of the Nigerian Labour and the Trade Union Congress have suspended its nationwide strike on the new minimum wage for 1 week and has now returned to the negotiating table with the federal government. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has asked for an increased adoption of technology so as to enhance human potential. Wife of the Lagos State Governor, Dr. Abijoke Sanwo-Olu, has advocated for more collaboration to combat the menace of drug abuse, especially among youths. On the foreign scene, we told you that India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi's led Bharatiya Janata Party has lost majority seat in Parliament, the world's largest democratic election. For more news, connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms. Now, our parting shot tonight. If you're not willing to risk the usual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. Please remember
It is all about decisive and incisive news report on policy matters, in-depth analysis on topical issues, comprehensive discuss on what is critically at stake, detailing the trends and the issues as they are, understanding shared values, information, opinions, views and thought-provoking policies on democratic governance, the economy, politics and socio-cultural issues. Issues and Trends, a one-stop comprehensive socio-economic and political analysis with Obafemi Craig. Issues and Trends, every Thursday from 9 p.m. to 9:55 p.m. on Lagos Television, DSTV Channel 256, GoTV Channel 120, Star Times Channel 113, and UHF 35. Every Thursday from 9 p.m. to 9:55 p.m. on Lagos Television. Issues and Trends with Obafemi Craig. Do join us.
This is Lagos, the heartbeat of Nigeria, a city steeped in rich cultural heritage and now poised to become a global financial center.
We're at a Lot Mayor's show, and it's an opportunity for us to just depict what Lagos is all about, and it's only at an event like this, competing with other bigger cities and other nations, that you can get to tell your story. So it's storytelling time for us.
In a historic moment, Lagos made its inaugural appearance at the renowned Lord Mayor's Show in London, a testament to its growing economic prominence.
Lagos is a big mega city on its own right now. It's the largest city in Africa. It's the biggest economy that is a sub-national in Africa. We want to make it one of the international financial centers in the world. All we're trying to do is to be able to let the world know that Lagos is indeed ready for bigger business.
Lagos isn't just open for business. It's a gateway to the future, embracing innovation and welcoming investors from around the globe. We invite the world to witness Lagos's dynamism, progress, and the myriad of opportunities available for transformative, groundbreaking projects.
Lagos is indeed ready to take over the world in the financial space, in the economic space, and to truly really be able to tell both the Lagos, the Nigerian and the African story, and be able to let other parts of the world know who we are, understand our culture, understand that we're the center of culture, entertainment, music in the whole of Africa, and to also be able to, for people to know what we have to give to the world.
So the whole idea, right, is for us to be able to let the world, get them to know what is happening in Lagos. But GDP of Lagos is actually bigger than the GDP of Kenya, it's bigger than Ghana, it's bigger than Rwanda, and it's bigger than Senegal. As a little sub-national, it's very big in how it stands, in how it sits, and it's all of that conversation that we think a lot of people need to know what is happening in Lagos, and how we can use the Lagos story, to sort of like tell the African story.
ITV television for the regular sensitization that has been going on the channel, raising the consciousness of our people on the issue of kidnapping.
Go back to your natural diet. All these multivitamins and blood tonic, they are all derived from one plant or fruit or vegetable.
It's always good to read labels
of packaged food and to check the sodium content that is present in whatever you're buying, just to be smart.
Nutrition is important at every stage of life.
Have you had a hard time with taxes and understanding tax administration in Lagos State and the complex nature of Nigerian tax law? Do you know what agency or tier of government collects the various types of taxes? Have you ever found yourself asking any of these questions? Join us for your favorite program, The Tax Talk, your infotainment program.
The Conversation. Let the conversation continue.
We must make headway as you've charted the course. The people deserve no less.
We have started the conversation with them, and I want to tell you that it's ongoing effort, and we'll continue to have the conversation.
Let the conversation continue. Suffering from stomach discomfort? Only one solution to ease the discomfort. Jawasil Antacid Suspension. Jawasil neutralizes acidity